We've been coming down here for years, and Larry has actually wanted to move here for a long time. But I've still been working, and I'm not sure I was ready for the heat yet. But we've been snowbirding for the last 4 years to Arizona, and this last winter when we started home, just decided we're done with the snowbirding. We want to be where there's no snow and we can stay in a home at the same time. So we stopped and looked on our way home, and we ended up here.
Mary's friend told us about Lance. They had bought a home from him, and they kept building this guy up, Lance, and I said, well, I got to meet this guy. So when I met the guy, I was very impressed, and I told him what we wanted, how much we wanted to spend, the area we wanted to be in, and it was just overnight. I mean, it was unbelievable.
I think he's not pushy. He's willing to work with you and do what you want to do. He is quiet, but yet he's got a sense of humor when you're riding in his car with him and you enjoy your day with him. It's not just a long, hot, boring day that you're out looking at homes. He's willing to give you all the information about the area. There were areas where we had seen homes on the internet, and he'd say, honestly, I don't think you want to be there. And then he'd explain to us the situation of the area and the ground, how a lot of the ground isn't a good area to be at here in St. George area. And he'd still take us to look at them, and it was still our choice and our decision. But he would give us all the information we needed to make that choice. He also helped us sell our house in Spanish Fork when we moved, and that was even a great experience with him. Even though he hadn't seen the house, he'd listen to me and Larry, and he'd ask us the questions, and he wrote up the listing for it and put it on the market, and he would give us our, well, I think maybe you're going too high, or no, maybe we could try this, or maybe you should try that. I've been researching the area, and I think this is a good deal. Then Larry said, well, I think that we can actually get a little bit more if we wanted to, because of our home and that is different than the ones selling right around us. And he said, you know, it's your home. If that's what you want to do, then we'll try it. And then if it doesn't work, we'll go back and redo and work on it again. And it ended up being one of the best experiences that we've had.
Our house sold in 1 week. So I called Lance and said, Lance called me back and said, well, I got a contract on your home. I said, you know, you realize we're going to be homeless here pretty soon. So we've got to get on the ball. So when we had our house confirmed that it was sold, we got a hold of Lance, and Lance got a bunch of homes we looked at, and I told him the areas we wanted, and bang, it happened. Very honest, very easy to get along with, doesn't get mad. He doesn't feed you this hook, line, and sinker deal, you know. He's very honest. Good family man. I have already told people, if you want somebody that's honest and you want to go to areas that is very likable to live in, this guy will help you. And he's very honest.
He's thorough. He works for you. He knows what you need and want. And he goes out there and he looks and looks until he finds what he thinks is best to meet your needs that you've set up for him. And he takes you out to him. And he's willing to sweat out with you every day out there if he needs to. He went out several hours a day with us for, what, a week at a time to help us find the right home and the right place. And then we even went back and looked at homes more than once that we'd been out and looked at. And then when it came time, he just jumped right in there and was able to get us started, get us going. And it just went quickly, and we like Lance, and we would recommend him to anybody.
It's funny that you asked that question. We had just ran into some people that bought a home from Lance. So I just sat back and I listened to them, you know, talk about Lance and some of the situations they had. And I looked at him and I says, you know, we had the same situation. We really enjoyed working with him. If you want to buy a home, don't be afraid to talk to Lance.